Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. This is a bit of an odd one, I guess, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today? Happens to be my Central Disorder shirt. Which, if you're unfamiliar with the amazing band, Central Disorder, they are a local Illinois band who I became familiar with a few years ago. I went out to a show, they were one of the opening acts. I'd actually never heard of them before, but like even by that point, they'd already, pretty well established themselves. And it was one of those things where like I was instantly blown away by what they were doing. I was like, holy shit, these guys are really good. Because I always like to support local acts and stuff, but there's a range, right? Not all of them are up to the same standard. These guys, it was like they're already there. Like they're already doing everything they need to do. They're incredible at what they do. And then, as it turns out, really nice guys too. I went over there and chatted a little bit with them after the show. Lead singer's been a Facebook friend of mine ever since then. Really cool guys. I actually have some videos of their performances that I've attended. They're on the channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it a little bit... Well, folks, that's because it's not something you typically expect to just kind of make in a microwave. It's boom! It's from Boomerang's. This is their beef shepherd's pie. All natural beef and vegetables with mashed potato topping, product of Canada. Now, aren't shepherd's pie, aren't they more of like a British thing? Or like Scottish maybe? I don't know, Canada. It's 220 calories, gluten-free, real food, mate. Not your mate guy. The Boomerang's vision was born when Jack tasted his first handheld Aussie pie while living in Sydney. Upon his returning to the States, he launched Boomerangs in Austin, Texas. Lance discovered the Aussie pie. Australia, now you can... Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the interesting thing about it is they're referring to like an Australian pie, and I have actually reviewed some Australian meat pies. It's not a shepherd pie. They're different things, but what the hell ever. And yeah, this was a microwavable thing. Just pop it in for... Said 4.5 to 5 minutes, or 4 minutes to 5 minutes. I put it for 4.5. We'll see how this goes. It looks like, well, boom, like that. It's not very sexy looking, but we are going to go over there and we're going to do a thing for the thing here. We're going to do it like this. Ha 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 ha! And yeah, let's give it a go. Hopefully it's cooked all the way through and stuff. I mean, I'm guessing it was already probably pre-cooked, just preheated, so. Okay. Seems like. Alright, let's give it a go. Man, we got some peas, some carrots. Ooh. That is not great. Yeah. Mm-mm. So the big issue that this has, none of it I would say is particularly sterling. It's not, it's not exactly high quality stuff. But okay, that's fine. It's a microwavable thing. Whatever. We'll deal. The mashed potatoes taste exactly like microwavable mashed potatoes, like the stuff that you would go over there and get in, your Hungry Man or, whatever, your microwavable meal things, which makes sense, I suppose. But the problem with that is those are terrible. even when I used to eat those, when I was a kid and stuff, if my dad was too tired after work or whatever, that was always my least favorite part, were the mashed potatoes. Like mashed potatoes, oh man, yeah, those they have that exact taste, and I have not missed that taste at all. Another thing, the ratio of mash to meat is definitely in the mash's favor, for sure. I mean, there's still some meat, but like I'd say it's probably maybe 1/3 of the equation to the other 2/3. And the meat itself is not great. On top of that, shepherd's pie, if I'm not mistaken, and it's supposed to be lamb. I mean, I guess you can put in whatever, but isn't that the reason why it's called shepherd's pie? Like, shepherd. Um, I imagine that probably would have been a bit too expensive to make this whole thing work, but yeah, I mean, the meat is like it doesn't have a terrible taste or anything, but like it almost doesn't have taste. It's very just kind of there, and offers a very slight beef experience. Yeah, this is properly a little bit rough. Okay, well, hmm, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. I apologize to the Boomerang people, Josh and Lance, the pie guys. I mean, fundamentally, there's so many problems with this thing. For one thing, it's coming from Canada, and not to knock you, Canada. There's plenty of things you do great. But then on top of that, it's a shepherd's pie, but it's not using lamb. Then on top of that, his inspiration was Australian pies, and that is not what a shepherd's pie is. So right from the get-go, this thing is like Jamie Oliver level of just throwing shit at the wall. It's not good. And it's, and here's the thing. I'm this guy. Look at this guy. I gleefully will go over there and eat microwavable food. I don't have any problem with that stuff. Ugh. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to put it together in a way where it's nice. And all this is they just went over there and took the basic shit from, your microwavable meal stuff, and they just put it in a bowl together. It's basically a fucking Famous Bowl version of, again, just like the microwavable meal stuff. Which really, now that I think about it, why don't they just do that anyway? You might as well just put the damn thing in a bowl and just multi-billion-dollar idea. But I guess maybe that's what Boomerang's people were trying to get away with. But it's not good. It's really not. It's not like horrible, 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 but it's not good. If I'm recommending it, like, I'm absolutely not. Because never mind. Like, again, it's easy to say, well, it's a microwavable thing. Fine. There are plenty of really nice microwavable options out there. I just literally in my fridge, the time I'm doing this, I was debating between this and some of those Jamaican patties that you can put in there. They're kind of like Hot Pockets, but like 1,000 times better. There's a lot of stuff that you can, go over there and put in the microwave these days that doesn't taste like halfway to dog food, and that's what this does. So, sorry, Boomerang guys. I love to be positive in my reviews, I really do. Plus, I'm eating it, so it's like, ugh. But yeah, I mean, there's really no upside to this thing. It's pretty gnarly. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go have yourselves a truly proper shepherd's pie or Australian pie-tastic rest of your life. Go watch my reviews if you want to see me try some actual really good Australian pies. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, first and foremost, I'm just going to toss this out there. The accuracy of anything that I have said is based strictly off my personal knowledge and understanding. I do not claim to be an expert on any of these things. So if I got any of this stuff wrong, I do apologize. But please, genuinely enlighten me. Like if you've had Australian pies, if you've had proper shepherd's pie, because I don't think I've ever had proper shepherd's pie. Closest I've ever come was we had some neighbors one time, and they invited us over, and I think their daughter made it, and it tasted really good, but I guess it wasn't really proper shepherd's pie for whatever reason. But yeah, so let me know all about the European meat pie stuff. Anyway,